What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel where I teach you everything you need to know about accounting, audit, the CPA lifestyle, and everything in between. If that sounds awesome to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and welcome to the accounting channel. I recently made a video teaching you how to audit cash. If you happen to miss that video, I'm gonna have it linked right here. Requesting documents from clients is an ongoing step in the audit process. As an associate or senior associate, you're gonna be required to request multiple documents from your clients. You do this in order to test and get comfortable with the certain account balances that you have been assigned. In our cash testing example, we needed to request certain checks and bank statements in order to get comfortable with the cash balance. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to properly request documents from your clients, as it's an ongoing step in the audit process. If that sounds interesting to you, let's hop into it. All right, guys, now we're actually going to get into how to send emails to your clients. Sending proper emails to your clients is a critical component of being a good auditor. And today I'm going to go over a few key basic elements of a good email, especially when you need documents. The less friction you can have with your client in order to get what you need, the better relationship you're going to build with them in the long term. So let's go over a few key critical components that every one of your emails, especially when you're going to send them sample selections, they need to have. The first thing you need to make sure that every single email that you send, it needs to be sent to the right people. And what I mean by that, it's not simply just sending it to the controller or the accounting manager. Make sure you communicate with your client, hey, who do I need to send this email to? Who's in charge of the section that I'm testing? Sometimes your client will let you know that, hey, you can send all the emails to me and I will disperse it amongst my team, or please send it to Susie or Sally in AP or AR because they will cover all your requests. Just copy me on it. So just make sure communication is key, especially when knowing who to send the request to. In our example, our controller for CPA Swag Inc. is James at cpaswag.com, and he said he's the only one that wants to be sent this email, and he'll disperse it amongst his accounting team. So we're going to send it directly to James. As far as copying people on your email, you want to CC anyone that does the direct day-to-day work, whether maybe it's another audit team member or your senior associate. The more people you can kind of copy that are in the day-to-day work, the easier it's going to be to trace an email that you sent, or maybe they're going to be aware or in the loop, especially your seniors. They want to know, hey, Bryan sent cash testing selections yesterday. That's how we're moving along with the audit, or they just want to be in the loop and aware. You don't need to copy your managers or your partners, but just make sure you copy anyone on the audit team that should be copied, and that's usually going to be other audit team members that do the day-to-day work or your senior associate. All right, second key element of writing a good email is the subject line. Remember that your client has their day-to-day job outside of the audit, and believe me when I tell you, it could be very cumbersome, especially on your client, to keep up with all their day-to-day work and also the audit requests that are coming in. So just make sure you label your email as clearly as possible. In our example here, we're requesting cash testing selections. So we're saying on the subject line, I put audit request, so they know exactly that it's coming from the auditors. Second thing I put exactly what I'm testing: cash testing, outstanding checks, and deposit in transit sample selections. The reason the subject line is so important is that you yourself as an auditor have multiple clients, you have multiple things going on, there's firm emails coming through, there's a bunch of administrative stuff that's going to be in your inbox. The more clear you can be in your subject line, the easier it's going to be for you to trace the email that you sent. And trust me when I tell you, when it comes down to the wire and you're trying to get an audit done, being able to find emails with the right subject line is critical. I can't tell you guys how many times in my career I have literally saved my butt because I was able to find an email that I sent a few weeks ago or a month ago just because the subject line was so key. So just make sure that the subject line is very, very well detailed out and details exactly what you're requesting or what you're doing. Okay, the third main thing that you need to do is that you need to attach the file that you're requesting. So what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, our Excel file here. So I attached the email, the sample selections that I need. So, and I'll show you guys here, deposit in transit testing sample selections. I labeled it out clearly for them. Selection number 1 comes from this bank account, at this account description, and the check number. So whoever, either they print this or maybe they'll see it, they'll know exactly, hey, in order for Bryan to get comfortable with deposits in transit testing, he needs to test check number 5,000. And in that same email, in the same Excel file that I attached, I also laid out, hey, for each selection, please provide the following: copy of the check. Same thing for outstanding checks. Since I'm requesting outstanding checks, and deposits in transit with this one email, and I'm attaching this Excel file to list out the sample selections, I'm letting them know, hey, for sample selection number 1, what I need is from bank account number 3333002289, account the AP disbursement account, check number 44821. I'm selecting this one check, and I need a copy of this check. That's how I need to get comfortable with my testing. So always make sure you list out as easily as possible for your client to understand exactly what you need. And this is exactly what we need for our testing. So we went ahead and we attached that in the body of the email here. Also, just because sometimes clients will print it out or not. But now, the fourth main thing is obviously you need to write out your email. And again, you want to be as clear and concise as possible. So in our email, we put, "Hi, James." Always start your email with "hi." I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a millennial. I don't know. But I hate when people just put my name and then a comma. I don't know. I feel like you're yelling at me. Me personally, I always say hi. I always feel like James or just saying the name, comma, is very direct, and some people take it the wrong way. Again, personal preference, but my opinion, please just say hi, hello, good afternoon, good morning, whatever. I always put hi. So I put, "Hi, James. Please see attached," like we just went over, the attachment, "and below for the deposits in transit and outstanding check sample selections." So I told them, see attached and below. What I mean by below is what you guys will see in public practice is that a lot of the times your clients will simply print out an email that you send them in a PDF format. So what's always easy too is if you actually, what I did is I just did I took a snap or a screenshot of what I was requesting here in the attachment. So it's easy for my client, if they were to print out my email, they can pull it out. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean by that. It happens all the time where sometimes my teams will only attach the items they're requesting and they don't put it in the body of the email. And that, again, more friction there. Create as the least amount of friction as you can to make it easier for your clients to pull exactly what you need. So this is what your clients will do. They literally print out the request and they go drop it off on one of their team member on one of their team's desk and say, "Hey, the auditors are requesting certain documents." And look, this is literally the email that we've started writing. "Hi, James. Please see attached and below for the deposit in transit outstanding check sample selections." And they'll actually have a physical paper of this, and they'll be able to see, oh, okay, cool. Bryan needs check number 5,000. He needs a copy of it. Check number 44821. He needs a copy of that as well. So it's very, very critical that you also in the body of the email put exactly what you need. And that's all I did. I took a snapshot. I took a screenshot of what I needed. So I put that in here. And then even in the email, I said, for each selection above, these selections here, please provide the following: copy of the check. Be as clear and concise as you can. Again, the least amount of friction you can have, the better the better relationship you're gonna build, and the easier it's gonna be for you to receive the documents that you need to complete your testing. And then I end it with, please let me know if you have any questions. Best. You can put best regards or whatever you need, and then Bryan Carreto CPA, or you'll put your email signature and your firm. And that's really as simple as it gets. And I think the last thing I just wanted to make sure to cover in this video is that putting the selections in the body of the email or taking a snapshot of whatever it is that you need is critical. Because again, your client is gonna what they end up doing is they literally print a PDF copy of your email in a paper format, and they go drop it off at someone's desk, or they work off that paper email. It's easier for your clients to give you what you need if you put in the body of the email what you need. So that's pretty much it. That's as easy as it is to write an email. Obviously, sometimes it does get a little bit more complex, but again, you want to make sure you send it to the right people. Communicate with your client. Hey, who is in charge of the section that I'm testing? Copy any one of your team members that does the day-to-day work, just to keep them in the loop and let them know exactly what you're doing. Subject line is critical because you want to be able to retrieve or find any emails in your outbox that maybe you might need to go back to when things get really close to the deadline and you need to find certain emails. Having a clear subject line is going to make it easier for you to be able to find emails that you sent. Also, making an Excel file of the documents you need and attaching that is super critical. Always start your email with "hi," just to be nice and build a good relationship with your client. "Hi, James. Obviously, please see attachment below." Be as descriptive as you can. Add in the body of the email what you need. Also, just make sure in the email you're as clear for each selection above. Please provide the following. And lastly, Please let me know if you have any questions. Best regards or best, and then your name and email signature with whatever it is that you have. And that's pretty much it. When you send email requests to your client, always remember that they have their day-to-day job outside of the audit. Although the audit might be the most important thing to you at the time, your client does have other things on their plate. So just be clear, concise, and patient when requesting documents. Following these steps will reduce the likelihood of your client not understanding exactly what you need. It's critical in making sure the audit goes smoothly and you build a great relationship with your client. That's going to be it for the video today. If you found value in this video, please make sure to smash the like button below for the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, work hard, dress well, peace.